5 tips on how to remain relevant and elegant over 50. That's what we're talking about today. I love this topic because it allows us to sort of learn from each other. You share in the comments what works for you. I'll share what works for me, and we can learn from each other. I think it's so important to keep living your best life after 50, to stay healthy and vibrant and happy and all of that. So let's dive into the first tip to stay elegant and relevant. Number 1 has to be keeping up with the trends. Does that mean that we all dabble in all of the trends? No, we just pick a couple that we sprinkle into our wardrobe that work for us. For instance, right now the color red is just on trend, fully on trend. Well, maybe you're not a fan of red and you would just like to sort of implement that. You can do that with red nails, red shoes, a red handbag. I mean, there's just so many simple ways to implement that if you want to, but you don't have to. I like to just dabble in a little bit of a trend and not dive wholeheartedly into things. For instance, 80% of our wardrobe should be the classic styles, according to my personal opinion, and 20% the trends. So I just want to sprinkle them in here and there. Another thing, you do what you like, what suits you, what you're comfortable with. Right now, Mary Jane shoes are all the rage. Well, you know what? I don't really like Mary Jane shoes, so I'm gonna pass on that. And that's okay, because I may sort of pick up the red trend or something over here. But you do you do what works best for you, but stay current with what is trending. Now, how do you do that? Well, watching YouTube videos of people educating us, that's a great way. Following influencers on Instagram that you enjoy their style is another great way. I love following other influencers that they may not even be petite, but I like the way they put things together, and so it helps me stay current and fresh on ways to mix and match and style and shift things out and change it up a little bit. I love that perspective from following them. Hey there, if you are new, welcome. I am so glad you're here. If you are not new, welcome back. I'm thrilled that you're here too. My name is Michelle and I create YouTube videos here every week. They're mostly about fashion. Sometimes we dabble in skincare, makeup, and other things like that, but I am 57 years old. I am petite. I'm 5'0" in height. And so just for size reference and such. So I just invite you to become part of the family. Join us here every week. Tap the subscribe button so you never miss out on a video. And let's get back into our tips. Another way to stay current is with your skincare. There are so many great skincare lines and products out there now that were not available to us 10 years ago. And so make sure that you are educating yourself on what is available and what you need for your skin type. I am 57. I have dry skin, and of course, all the things, the wrinkles and the lack of laxaticity and the age spots. I mean, there's things that I am looking to target in my skincare routine, and you look for what you need to target in yours. Now, I'm going to share with you 3 things that I use in the morning and 3 in the evening. Now, I use more than 3, but I wanted to just make it simple and tell you that if you do nothing else with your skincare, try to do these 3. You can add other things into it later, but if you do nothing else, start with these 3. The first one is to cleanse in the morning and cleanse at night. The cleanser that I like to use is this one. It is by Colleen Rothschild, and it is her Radiant Cleansing Balm. And you take it a little bit in your hands, and dry hands, you rub them together and you put it all over your face. And then you take a damp muslin cloth, run it under hot water, and then wipe it off. And your face is so fresh and clean, and it doesn't have that dry, just tight feeling. It feels nice and moisturized. I use that in the morning and at night as a cleanser. The second step in the morning is a vitamin C serum for me, and I use this one by Colleen Rothschild. I love it. I think it's so good. It's shelf stable, meaning it's not going to go bad after 30 days. A lot of times your vitamin C serums are not shelf stable, and so once they start turning sort of a yellowish color, the active ingredient is not as potent, and you don't have to worry about that with this particular one. Now, there are a lot of great vitamin C products out there. You don't have to use this one, but find a good one and implement that into your morning skincare routine. The second step that I do in the evening is I use a retinol product. Now, again, there are many different retinol products out there at various strengths. This is the one that I use. It is by SkinCeuticals, and it is called their Retinol 0.5. This is pretty strong for me anyway. It feels the equivalent to any prescription strength retin-A's that I've had. And so this is going to help with the diminishing of age spots and the producing collagen and reducing wrinkles and all the things. So I love a retinol product. And if you don't have one in your skincare routine, try to implement it. Third step in the skincare routine, and look, again, you can use any product in this category. It doesn't have to be the ones I'm showing you. I'm just showing you what works for me. In the morning, so the third step is this by Revision. This is called IntelliShade Clear, and this is a moisturizer with SPF in it. I like that it is a combination of both a moisturizer and the SPF, because that's less, if you had those in two separate steps, it's just one less step you have to do. I love this. I find that it's moisturizing enough for me, and I do have dry aging skin. Really love this one. Now, in the evening, you know what? Hold on. Another really good one for the morning that is a moisturizer with an SPF in it is this one by CeraVe, and this is the Facial Moisturizing Lotion AM. Now, they also have a PM, so make sure if you're looking for this one that you grab the AM, because the AM has the SPF in it, and that's the one that you would want for the day. You want to always use an SPF in the morning as part of your skincare routine. All right, the evening, I use this moisturizer by Colleen Rothschild. This is the Extreme Recovery Moisturizer, and I love it. It's very thick and rich, and it just melts into the skin. It's just really, really good for my dry skin. Again, a lot of good moisturizers out there. Just find a good one. So I want to review 3 steps if you do nothing else. Now, you can add in eye creams and this kind of serum and that kind of serum. Those are great. But if you're looking for the bare minimum, 3 things in the morning, 3 things at night: cleanse, vitamin C or retinol, moisturize, and then AM would be SPF 2. We also want to stay current and on trend with our hairstyles. We don't want to have the same hairstyle that we had 20 years ago. So look around and see which styles you like. I find it most helpful when I bring a picture of what I'm wanting to the gal that colors my hair, because then she can see exactly what I'm talking about rather than me trying to verbalize it. We're both on the same page. Now, as well as a current style, I think it's important to use products for your hair. Again, as we age, our hair gets drier. It is not the same as it was when we were in our 30s. And so I thought I would just show you 3 products that I use, that I like, that I find help my hair. So I use hot tools on my hair. I use a straightener and I use a curling iron. So this is one thing that I use every day when I'm doing a hot tool, and this is a heat relief. This is by Averitt, and it's actually called Heat Relief. And so I'll section a part of my hair off, and then I'll spray it with this, and then I'll curl it or straighten it, section a piece off, spray it, and it just helps protect my hair and keep it healthy. Another thing that is a favorite of mine is this dry shampoo. This is by Living Proof, and it's called Perfect Hair Day. This is the advanced clean dry shampoo. Now, I've used the advanced and I've used the regular. I can't really tell a difference, but I do love the Living Proof dry shampoo. So in between shampoos, this is a great thing to use. And look, I used just like a cheapo little one to travel not too long ago, and realized that this is the one I love. That one was Yuck, and there's a reason why I like this one the best. So I highly recommend this one. And then just for reference, just for fun, the hairspray that I like to use is this one by Kenra, and it is the number 25. I like this, but you know what else I really like, and I don't have it with me, is the Big Sexy Hair Stay and Play. They have one that's called Stay and Play, and they have one that's called Stay and Play Harder. I like both of those, and this as far as spray. Staying current and on trend and educated of what's new in makeup is also important as we age. More is not necessarily better. Sometimes less is better. That's what I'm finding. So 3 products that I enjoy using that I feel help me look my best at my age is a powder foundation. Now, I'm able to use a powder foundation on days where I feel like I'm having a good skin day. If I feel like I'm having a bad skin day, I will reach for a CC cream or a liquid foundation, cream foundation. But on days that I'm having a good skin day, this is my favorite. This is by Laura Geller, and it's her Baked Balance and Brighten, and I love it. And I just literally pat the brush in and sort of pat it into my skin like that, all over. And I already have it on. This is what I have on today, but it offers just that light to medium coverage that's not cakey, that just sort of covers your skin. You can still see your skin through the foundation, but it gives me enough coverage to sort of blend away age spots and that type of thing. So this is one that I love. Eyebrows is another area that we want to really stay on point with. We have been through the thin eyebrows, the thick eyebrows, you know, everything in between. And so wherever you land on that scale, just make sure that your eyebrows look the way that you want them to look. This is the pencil that I like to use. It has a spoolie on one end, and so I'll just sort of comb my brows up, and then it has the pencil on the other one. And I like to just take this and just sort of, I'm not going to do it right now because I already have this on, but like just sort of make little strokes like that, and then a little bit that way, and then sort of blend it a little bit so it's not stark lines. And I love it. I think it's great. I will be sure to put the shade down below for you. I think it's 3.0. I'm not sure, but I will put that down below. But this works for my skin tone and my color hair. One last little tip that I do as far as makeup to help create a more youthful and a more fresh look is to pop a tiny bit of highlighter on. Now, I don't want to look shiny or glowy, but as we age, our skin does dull. It becomes dull looking, and so I feel like when we add a little bit of highlighter, it just gives a little bit of definition, and it just looks nice. So the way I do that is I will take a brush and lightly do it in there, and I will run it down the bridge of my nose like this. I will put it on the tops of my cheekbones like that, and a tiny bit on my cupid's bow like that. And see, it adds just, I don't know if the light's picking it up, but adds just a little bit of dimension to the face, which to me equals a healthier look, a glowier look, and a more youthful look. So anyway, I will put this down below. This is by Smashbox Becca, and the color is Champagne Pop. But again, I'll have that listed below. Moving on to tip number 2. I like to have a style formula or a style uniform on hand at the ready when I don't know what to wear. And that for me, it'll change seasonally. So for instance, in the summertime, when I don't know what to wear, usually a go-to style uniform for me would be a black maxi dress, a pair of sandals, hoops, and a denim jacket to bring if it's cold in a restaurant or something like that. That's just like my go-to. Now, in the fall and winter, I might have a good pair of good fitting jeans, a crisp button down, a blazer or cardigan, and either some loafers or mules or something like that. And when I have these staples in my closet, I can just grab, I don't have to think about it, but I find that it's helpful to me if I already know in advance a fail-proof look that's going to work for me. So another one is like a denim button-down tunic with leggings and boots. easy grab and go. But you figure out what works best for you and stick with that, because on days that we're not feeling it and we don't know what to wear, it's so helpful to already have those in your brain. And you know what? I should do a style uniform board by season. I'm going to work on creating something like that. That would be fun. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like something like that, like suggestions for style uniforms. All right, let me know in the comments below. Tip number 3, and don't shoot the messenger. Try as much as you can to stay current with technology. And I know if you're anything like me, you probably just want to throw rocks at me right now. But technology is only going to increase and not decrease. There's just going to be more of it. And the more that we know how to work and how to navigate around things through technology, it will be helpful to us. So take the time to learn. And you may not be able to learn all things. I sure don't know how to do all things, but I know how to do some things. And just for instance, if there's something that you really need to learn how to do, take the time to educate yourself. There's a YouTube video on anything. I'm serious. You just go to YouTube and go to the search bar and just type it in. When I first started YouTube, I had no clue how to edit a YouTube video. None. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to hire somebody. I'm going to have them edit my YouTube videos. I don't have time for that. I don't want to learn that. It's hard. It's confusing. It'll take me 3 hours to have to edit a video. Well, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to edit, and now I am able to edit my own videos, and it does not take me 3 hours, and it was just a matter of pushing through, educating myself, and learning how to do it on my own and not relying on somebody else to do it for me. Now, I'm just going to leave it at that. Try as much as you can to stay up with technology. All right, this next category is very easy. It's just something that we forget to do. Smile, have that confidence when you walk into a room, when you meet somebody. The girl that's checking out your groceries at the grocery store, smile at her and ask her, look eye to eye, how are you today? There's so much elegance in self-confidence. There's so much elegance in smiling and being the first to step into that conversation. Now, I will say this, with a smile, make sure that you have white teeth. That is another thing that ages us so terribly, is yellow teeth. So, and it's such an easy fix. So this is whitening strips that I'm currently using. I think they work great. Now look, I have sensitive teeth, and these do not bother me. They don't at all. There's no sensitivity. So I would highly recommend this. Now, I just think that even if you are one that doesn't really want to stay on top of whitening your teeth all the time, just think about something like this. And this is relatively inexpensive for an event, for a wedding, for a rehearsal dinner, for engagement party, for events. These are perfect to use for things like that. All right, let's touch on posture and body language. So I'm just going to use myself as an example. If I'm standing here talking to you and I've just sort of got my shoulders slumped down, just kind of like this, and I'm talking and I'm trying to educate you on something like teeth whitening, are you going to listen up and really pay attention? Or if I stand up and I smile and I tell you the benefits of it and how it might can help you get through that wedding rehearsal, you will have white teeth, you're going to pay a lot more attention to me than if I'm just sort of, talking about it like this, shoulders slumped and not smiling. You see the difference? It's huge. It's huge. So bring your shoulders up, smile when you talk, and have a good posture. And look, the other day I was talking with someone, actually my neighbor, out in the yard, and I realized, watch this, how closed off this looks. When you stand like this and you're talking to someone and you're telling them a story and you've got your arms crossed like this, versus, now watch this, open and looking and nodding and smiling and all of that, or folding your hands or whatever, but this looks so much more closed off than this. So body language is very, very important to remain elegant. And number 5 is to keep your nails and toenails manicured and looking nice. Now, am I saying that you need to go out and have a manicure all the time? No, I do my nails at home. I do my own nails myself. I don't do my toes, but I do my fingernails. And I don't spend any money. I just buy the polish. I do treat myself to a pedicure once a month, and that's great. Chipped polish is awful, awful. And unkept nails, there's no reason for it because it's so simple. You can just file them. You don't have to polish them. You can put clear, or you can just make sure that they're well shaped and buffed and they look nice. It makes such a big difference. Last week I was wearing a dark color. I was wearing OPI complimentary wine, which I love, but the minute that it started chipping, I took it off. I was like, I cannot stand chipped nails. I think it's so tacky. So color, really, that's whatever's your vibe. I usually tend to stay with a neutral, like a white or a pink. This is called Pink in Bio, and I'll list below some of my favorite colors if that interests you. Most of them are going to be like, Funny Bunny, or they're like a white or a neutral. The Beige of Reason is another one that I like, this one. And then every once in a while, I like to do like that dark, either red or like the complimentary wine, that burgundy color. But I would say 80% of the time, I'm more of a neutral. And then like 20% of the time, I'll play with color. So anyway, that's just me. That's what I like. That's what I think looks the best and looks most elegant on me. I hope you've picked up a tip or trick today, and please tell me yours. I don't want this to be a one-way conversation. I want to learn from you as well as share with you what I've learned. So let me know in the comments below any makeup, skincare, hair, clothing, fashion, anything like that that you do or that you wanted to implement that might be fun for me to know. I would love that. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. I appreciate it so, so much. Have a great week, and I will see you next time.